The state of affairs on Nevis. Expect great conversations, different perspectives, and an all-inclusive approach to moving Nevis forward. Tune in. It's time for us to speak up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Thursday, February 3rd, 2022. I am Jaedee Caines, and Rohan is expected to join me soon for Speak Up, a weekly talk show here on the Eastern Caribbean's powerhouse Vaughan Radio. It airs on 860 AM and 93.7 FM. You can also find us on social media, Vaughan Radio's Facebook and YouTube pages. You can also find us on the Nevis Reformation Party's Facebook page, as well as the Facebook pages of Jaedee Caines and Rohan Isles. As the intro suggested, it's a social commentary talk show where we aim to keep you up to date and informed about what is happening in and around the island of Nevis. As always, we have a packed show for you, so you can expect to be bombarded, but in a good way, with information, and we want to hear from you. So if you are on social media and you want to drop your comments in the comment section, we welcome that. If not, you can always contact us in the days following the show and give us your feedback, any pointers that you think that we should elaborate more on, or we have not been elaborating on and you would want to hear more about. Feel free to do so. So I want to thank you for joining us on another episode of Speak Up. As always, when we begin, we want to extend condolences to persons who may be mourning. And I want to start off by extending deepest condolences to all who mourn. There are many persons in mourning at this particular point in time. We have the Lawrence family of Hamilton. We have the Clark family of Craddock Road. We have the Parry family of St. Thomas's Parish, and there are others. We also have the Pemberton family. I'm told that there are 2 deaths in that family. All others who may be mourning at this particular point in time, I extend deepest condolences to you, and I hope that you can find comfort in fond memories. I also want to extend congratulations to those who may be celebrating at this point in time. There are many things that can be celebrated. I know there is one great achievement of one of Nevis's stars, but because he's from Nevis 3, I will allow the person to, I would yield to the candidate for Nevis 3 to have that, or to mention that in his opening statements, because I'm pretty sure that he has it listed. Good evening, Rohan. How are you doing?
Good evening, Jaedee. Good evening to our listeners. Good evening to those who are joining us for the first time. I am well. I am doing wonderful. Just had the opportunity to visit the wonderful constituents of the industry, as you would have mentioned. Leroy Chapman.
Yes.
Perennial athlete. Excellent athlete, and I think the name is well known across Nevis.
Yes.
And the name will very soon be well known across the United States, as he has demonstrated his athletic ability in a recently concluded meet there, where his university is now the number 1 seed heading into some championships very shortly. He would have run his personal best in the 400, and so we want to extend the congratulations to Leroy. Of course, we know how good he is, and we expect in short order that we, from the comfort of our homes, will be seeing him on an Olympic stage.
Yes.
And so we are happy for that, and we want to, as per usual, continue to extend congratulations to those who are celebrating, whatever reason it is. As usual, if you are listening to us, then you have many reasons to celebrate, because you have the gift of life, and so we want to wish you well. Of course, I want to join with you and extend condolences to the families who are mourning at this point in time, and to say that our thoughts and our prayers are with you, and that may the memories that you hold dear, as they be etched on the cornerstones of your hearts, that they remind you fondly of those who you now mourn. Jaedee, how are you doing?
Well, Rohan, I am doing well, and we have just 30 minutes, and I know we have a lot that we want to say. Persons have been asking, oh my goodness, guys, are you going to extend the program? Listen, we want you to keep wanting more. So if it means that you are going to give us 30 minutes of your time on a Thursday evening, we'll give you 30 minutes of ours. You can always dialogue with us after the program. In the days leading up to the following program, you see us in our constituencies. You can dialogue with us there. We want to also encourage you to use the technology that is available, and that's social media. And so you can reach out to us, continue reaching out to us via social media, as I know many of you have been doing. And those who continue to tune in via traditional means, that is the radio, we thank you so much as well. Rohan, last Saturday, the Nevis Reformation Party, the party that you and I are part of, hosted an event dubbed Diaspora Engagement, the virtual edition.
Yes.
That event started, that event took place last Saturday in the evening. We were on a call for maybe about 2-3 hours there about talking to Nevisians in the diaspora. What were your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that event?
You know, I mean, one person summed it up perfectly when they said that, you know, it is your hope that we'll be back with further editions of this particular activity, which meant that they were appreciative of the fact that we had the event. But what is special for us is that they took the time to join us in that event, because we are eager to hear from our constituents, residents, or friends, whether they are here or they are in the diaspora. And so I was particularly pleased to be a part of the engagement. There was some very fruitful discussions, some frank and direct questions, some good ideas, and so it was good to hear from them. I know they want to hear from us, and we continue, hopefully, in the near future to have this kind of engagement where we can share with the people, our people in the diaspora, what our plans are, what our ideas are, and to hear from them as well as to what their thoughts are and what their plans and ideas may be. Of course, they continue to hold Nevis close to them.
Yes.
And we continue to appreciate the support that they have lent us. And then we want to say that we look forward to engaging with them again.
Yes, definitely. We had a number of questions covering a lot of topics.
Yeah.
Persons asked about food security. Persons had some pointers for us. Persons talked about independence for Nevis. You know, what are our views? Persons talked about the hospital project. You know, what is the status there? Persons spoke about the accomplishments of our current parliamentarian, the Honorable Cleon Stapleton Simmons. Persons spoke about a lot of different things, and they asked us, the new candidates, to give an idea about what they can expect from us, what are our general views in terms of where we want to see the constituency move. And of course, we couldn't give them everything in one meeting, but we were able to give a summary of that and, you know, our views, our thoughts. So Rohan, I think that the virtual town hall went down well. I think that it is something, like you said, that should happen again. And you can expect to hear more from the Nevis Reformation Party, not just for those in the diaspora, but for those here at home, because we continue to engage you. And before we move on to the next topic, this is where I remind you to follow us on all of our social media handles. We are also on mainstream media on a Thursday and Monday night. You can hear from candidates of the Nevis Reformation Party here on the Eastern Caribbean's Powerhouse. Rohan and I are here from 6:30 to 7 on a Thursday, and on Monday you may hear from 1, you may hear from 2, you may hear from 3, sometimes you hear from all 5 of the candidates for the NRP from 8:30 to 10 p.m. in a show dubbed Your Voice with the NRP. Then over on Vision 2020 Radio, we thank them so much as well for partnering with us. You have the Honorable Cleon Stapleton Simmons on a Wednesday evening. And so there's so much. And we also have Tell Me that airs on a Thursday evening from 8 to 10. We have On Target that airs on a Saturday from 1 to 3. And I mean, the NRP is all over, and sometimes you will find your candidates on those stations as well, those shows as well. So even though you may not, they may not be staples of the NRP per se, you would find us there. You would find us in Win FM, Freedom, ZIZ, wherever. Because whatever it takes to reach you, that's what the NRP is doing. So thank you guys so much for continuing to show your support. Rohan, this is a sports term.
Oh, yes.
This is a sports term.
Yes.
It is normally an exciting term. I'm not feeling the excitement yet.
Yes.
But, I expect that it will come.
Early days, yes.
Yes,
Early
and
days.
I am hoping that we do carry through on this. Is it a promise? The announcement that there will be sports this year.
I mean, it looks like I go for gold, so
yes,
yeah.
At least at the primary school level, I'm hoping that is definitely the case. But Rohan, when we talk about sports, we can't just talk about athletics, even though we will spend a few moments talking about athletics. We have to talk about the sporting facilities generally on the island of Nevis. And because you and I are from 3 and 1, we will spend some time this evening talking about those. Considering, though, that we started off with athletics, let us talk about the sporting facilities that house our athletic tracks, with the premier with a play on words, being the Mondo track. Rohan, where are we with that?
Well, we are where we were in 2016, I think. 2017 it is still at that stage. Of course, we continue to say, and I know people may feel a little way about it, but the surface is a quality surface. Of course, it was laid by Mondo Technologies. That is why we call it the Mondo track.
Yes.
And at the time, it was the second track laid by them, second only to the Rio Olympics. And so it is of quality. And what we are hoping and what we are looking forward to is the completion of the facility, because there is much that we anticipated, is much that we hoped for. And, we want to be able to host not just local, but regional and international meets there, and to do so at a high level, and to be comfortable with our facility. And so, we are hopeful. Of course, the NRP has already begun its phased approach to completing that facility when it assumes office. And so, yes, I mean, you don't want to sound all negative, Jaedee, but it is.
Rohan, it's the reality.
It is what it is.
It is the reality. Okay, we are going to Mondo in a couple of weeks, and Mondo is the same as we left it a few years ago when we were last there.
Yeah, so we put some tents over some bleachers, and it's an interesting story I learned about. I thought that the seats actually belonged to the government.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought so.
And so who did?
Yeah. So, but we
bathroom facilities, Rohan. Yes, there are bathroom facilities. However, imagine a child, an athlete, attending a sporting event at Mondo. And the distance that you have to go to access the bathroom facility, it is crazy.
But actually, I think they use a trailer facility that is on the hillside of the athletes' village.
The distance that you have to go is concerning, okay? And the seating in this day and age, I mean, we still don't have a proper stadium with shelter. We will put the tents, but when it rains, what happens? It's just...
I just feel that, we started the facility.
Let's finish it.
It should have been a one go. It really should have been a one go. Not to say we have $11 million to do the first phase. No, it really should have gone one go. And I think it is important that we understand too that down the Windward Islands, I think it was either St. Vincent or Grenada completed a similar facility for $13 million.
Rohan, that's the Mondo track that we are going to in a few weeks. What about up in St. George's? I've been following you on social media, and you, today in particular, you made a very powerful post What are your thoughts on the sporting facilities there, Rohan?
You know, in Nevis 3, there is quite a bit to do. And what I want people to appreciate is that it is not going to happen overnight.
Correct.
In our developmental agenda for Nevis 3, things are going to have to be prioritized short term, medium term, long term. And so we look at what can we do short term. And we have facilities. You know, I've recognized, though, that people wait for you to say this isn't there. Because, you know, you're quick to say you're negative. But let me spin that. A part of the policy that we want to engage in Nevis 3 is to fully upgrade the facilities in Nevis 3. So we want to upgrade the playfield at Hard Times, we want to upgrade the playfield at Zion, and we want to upgrade the playfield at Ball Pasture, as well as the basketball court there. But our thinking goes beyond 2022, it goes beyond 2023, it goes beyond 2024.
Yes.
While we seek to develop, they must be fit for a purpose.
Correct.
What is it that we want to see coming out of these development of our facilities?
Yep.
And so we don't just want to have the physical development.
Nice.
But we want to ensure that there are programs in place that allows for international scouts
Nice.
to come and to see our talent.
Nice.
Or young talent, or middle-aged talent, whatever age they are, and to see what opportunities can be granted, because the reality is there are quite a bit of opportunities for scholarships.
Correct.
Based on sporting disciplines.
Yes.
And so you can go right away. There's no hiding this, that we want to rename the Hard Times playing field the Ronaka Morton Sporting Facility or Cricket Complex, whichever one gets the nod. But we are going to add to that the same name, Cricket Academy.
Yes. Yes.
So that we are not just
having a facility,
but we are having a facility with a purpose.
Correct.
And that the program now would allow young cricketers to come through at every single level, the under 13, the under 15, the under 17.
Yes.
And we have the talent there, and we have the resources in terms of our manpower. I am sure, you know, the Keith Arterton and the Stuart Williams and the Karen Powell and the Tonito Willett and the Delvin Phillip and the Nelson Bowler.
A lot of those from St. Paul's Way.
Yeah. And the list goes on. They are eager, and I know that they are willing to impart the knowledge, especially in Nevis 3, to the youngsters. So that is what we want to do.
Yes.
Here's another thing. And, you know, I know my colleagues are going to say, well, they want something like that too, but I like to come out the gate first. I could say,
yes, of course.
In Nevis 3, our vision is an indoor facility. And, you know, we say you have lofty ideas, but our people deserve
the
opportunity.
Exactly.
And that is the only how we are going to be able to grant them meaningful opportunities.
Yes.
So an indoor facility allows now for us to exploit volleyball, netball, basketball, futsal, and the list goes on. And these are not sports that are new to us. Our people have been playing these sports for a very, very long time. But you know, when we live in the tropics, the weather can be not so nice to us. So that allows us now to have sports without the wonder of, well, can we complete it because of the rain?
Yeah.
But as I said before, we are adding programs to that.
Yes, yes.
So you have a netball program now. One of the hottest things in netball now, I understand, is something called Fast 5. Then, you know, of course, there's volleyball. And I grew up playing volleyball. You know, we go on the hard court and we can't wait for the net to go up. And volleyball was a big thing, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember volleyball tournaments down at the Villa. But the indoor facility gives us that opportunity to have regional and international tournaments.
Yes.
So when we put up our hands to bid, we can say, yeah, we got the facility. We have world-class facility. And so the basketball tournaments, the Leeward Islands basketball tournaments can come to Nevis.
Exactly.
The regional volleyball tournament can come to Nevis. We can partner with SKNFA and have a futsal tournament because we have the facility and we have the program that extends beyond just the physical.
Nice.
So we are granting real opportunities to people.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
You know, I can go down to Ball Pasture and I said to them, Ball Pasture is a long-term one because the facility is big.
Yeah.
What can we do with ball pasture, because if we're going to have cricket in hard times and we're going to have cricket in Zion, then ball pasture must represent something else. And so, we are in thought processes of how do we transform the ball pasture down there, and immediately my thought goes to a multi-purpose complex where we can have football, and we can do semi-track, not one like Mundo, but yeah, of course you have that. And so all of those things are what we want to do. And again, I say, Jaedee, it is important that I stress and that people understand that we're not saying these things are going to come immediately.
Correct.
Because we have to prioritize at what level we are seeking to give the development. And so when it is all well and good to say we're going to in a bathroom and we can borrow some Nevlec poles to put down some lighting, and I think people appreciate that. NRP remains focused on doing things fit for purpose.
Correct.
And ensuring that there is longevity in what we are setting out to do for people. And so we want to plan properly.
Yes.
We want to execute properly, and we want to produce at the highest level.
Yes.
And so that Gingerlanders, as they are, could say, and then NRP has delivered.
Yes, yes, well. And the people deserve it. The people of Gingerland deserve it. It's about time that Gingerland gets representation that reflects their needs. I mean, it should no longer be a situation where persons kind of just take what they get.
Yeah.
In St. Paul, and I'm so happy that you spoke about all of the great things that you want to do as it relates to sports. Rohan is a sport lover.
Yes.
A sport lover. And one of the things I always tell people, we have a very balanced ticket in the Nevis Reformation Party. This new NRP represents a very balanced ticket. We have people of varying backgrounds, people with varying interests, and I love it. So if I were to continue now as it relates to the sporting facilities in St. Paul, I'll talk at the basic level first, because Rohan would have given some very grand ideas, and of course leading off in St. George Nevis 3, and of course we can mirror some of those in St. Paul. One of the most basic things I see happening is that we have sporting facilities that are just there. They are not complete, and so it makes it difficult, or it makes you not really want to go there. It's nothing so inviting and welcoming. And like you, I believe that we should put the proper infrastructure and the proper facilities in place. If we already have something there, let's just finish it.
Yeah.
Finish what exists.
Yeah.
So for example, we have the Netball Stadium right there in the heart of Charlestown. I mean, I know so many greats who would have passed through that netball stadium. And a few years ago, when we did so much work to it, it really pains me to see the state of our netball stadium now. It is really, really sad. We had the Hazeldean Lewis, the Latasha Isles, the Crescentia Ofla Harty, Lydia Thompson Claxton, and others. In my time, we have Diana Isles Brown, put in the Isles for Rohan. See, we have Shinette Skeet, we had Sylvia Powell and others. These are people, I mean, amazing. Karine Paul, now Nisbet, so many others who have done such great things in terms of netball, people I grew up with, and it really pains me that their children cannot now enjoy that with the facilities. I mean, it should be in the heart of Charlestown. We have the facility already. Let's just fix what exists. So the netball stadium, the netball complex in Charlestown must be refurbished, renovated, upgraded, so that we can bring netball back at varying levels on the island of Nevis. I need to see people from all over Nevis play netball again. We also have a field opposite the Charlestown, just behind rather, the Charlestown Primary School. That field has a lot of potential. A lot of potential. But what do we have? Just a field. We need proper lighting, we need bathroom facilities, we need stadium, and these are basic things. These are basic things. And I believe that the people of Craddock Road and Ramsbury deserve this. They deserve this. They continue to support the administration. So why hasn't the administration delivered for them in this way? The facility is there. Why not get it upgraded? We have the Villa Grounds that has been there for how many years? I mean, since I know myself, as we say, we've had the Villa Grounds in Charlestown. And to date, the Villa Grounds still remains without even a restroom. Everything that happens at the Villa Grounds, you would have to import a restroom. And don't get me wrong, it's good business for persons who provide that service. I have no issue there. But we can hire them for other reasons. I mean, this is basic. This is basic. It is just there. Why is it just there? I mean, sometimes I see animals grazing there. I mean, that's what it has become. Rohan, we have the ETW Park, the El Camino Tonito Willett Park. The government of today said a few years ago that what it wanted to do was to develop the Mondo track, have the Mondo track, and that will be for athletics and football, and we will have the ETW Park and focus on cricket. I grew up with far too many cricketers to see now their children not getting the same opportunities. They get some opportunities thanks to the government World Peddlers All-Stars cricket team. I'm going to mention that. However, there is so much more that can be done in this area. Even football. And I want to pause here and commend the Bath United Football Club for the work that they are doing.
Yes.
But Bath shouldn't have to do it alone. Bath shouldn't have to do it alone. I grew up with people like, I mean, we had the Dale Farrell. You remember Dale?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Delvon Clark.
Yep.
You remember? I mean, these are youngsters who I can relate to because they are in my time. Yes, we have and Sheldon Lawrence and his brother Errol Newton Marley. You know, these are people who I can relate to. You have some that are older, but these are people I can relate to. I want to see more of those coming out. I want to see more of those. Okay, we do not have all night, but we just wanted to mention that under a Nevis Reformation Party, our sporting facilities will get attention. Our sporting facilities will get attention, which means that your children will get attention. You realize when the children are into sports, they don't have time to get involved in deviant behavior because sports teaches them discipline. It teaches them discipline. They want to make that team, you know. So they are going to do whatever it takes to make that team. We have far too many cricketers whose talents have just gone to naught. They can come back and help to teach our young people. Footballers, I mean, you name it. Netball, we have far too many for this to be happening on the island of Nevis. Rohan, as we wrap up, tell me what's coming up in your constituency.
Really for us on Saturday, or regular bake sale, breakfast sale that is,
yes.
And so we invite you over to Nevis 3 to get yourself some traditional sumptuous breakfast. It
yes.
start at 6, and then following that in next week we have what I call the Pride of Gingerland sale. We have a farmers market. We have a new to you sale.
Nice.
And, can come and get a bite and some local drinks and so on.
Yes.
At the market, one of the areas that we have tapped for redevelopment as
nice.
well. So
nice.
Come on over to Nevis 3. Get in early, get what you need. Get accustomed to coming to Nevis 3 because,
yes.
as I said, Nevis's next phase of prosperity must come through Gingerland.
Love it, love it, love it. In St. Paul, I am asking persons who may have items that are in good condition, but they're willing to part with, to contact me, as we will be having a new to you sale coming up shortly. But the deadline for drop off of items is February 6th. And the sale should be on February 12th. And on the last Saturday of this month, I think it's the 26th, we'll have a breakfast sale at Boko Park. But you'll hear much more about these activities. We want to thank you so much for tuning in another week for Speak Up with Jaedee Caines and Rohan Isles. And we hope to be back next week. God spare our lives as we continue to keep you informed and educated. Have a wonderful evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.
Join Jaedee Caines and Rohan Isles this and every Thursday on the Caribbean's powerhouse, Von Radio, for Speak Up, a social commentary talk show that addresses the state of affairs on Nevis. Expect great conversations, different perspectives, and an all-inclusive approach to moving Nevis forward. Tune in. It's time for us to Speak up.
The views and opinions expressed on the preceding program were solely those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Nevis Broadcasting Company Limited or its advertisers.